name is Lauren. I grew up going to church every Sunday with my family who were Christians. I kind of grew up thinking that God was like this militant person in the sky who hated what he had created, and he had to follow this really strict set of rules to be seen as passable to him. As I grew older, I kind of found myself distancing from the church and from that community and the God that I had learned about. For a long time, if you would have asked me what I believed, I would have said I was agnostic. I knew there was something out there I just thought was more loving than what I had been brought up learning. I had a few times during this period where I didn't identify with anything, but I felt what I now know is God in my life. I lost my cousin, who was very much like an older brother to me, to suicide in 2022. It really rocked my family. Nothing had ever really affected us like that before. And I had moments where I knew that he was safe. Something was telling me that he was safe. And I think a moment like that can really harden you if you let it. But I saw this beauty kind of be rebuilt from all the shambles that now I know as God. I saw this experience as kind of the first domino that fell in my rebuilding my relationship with God. I met my now husband about 9 years ago, and he grew up going to the church and having this community around him. In college, he kind of stopped going because he would work on the weekends, and he had a partner who wouldn't really want to go with him. And about a year and a half ago, we were talking about our future and where we'd see ourselves. And he had mentioned when we have kids someday, he would love for us to all be involved in the church and have the community around us as well. I was really hesitant, but I was open to the idea, and I told him I really wanted to do some research. So I looked around, and I think at the time I wouldn't have called it praying, but I was praying that I would find a place that immediately felt like home and that it would be an easy transition for all of us. So I did some research, and I remembered seeing this sign for this church that was being rebuilt by my parents' house a few years ago that said relationships, not religion. And that really stuck with me. And I told my husband, I think this is the one, let's give it a try. And from that moment forward, our first time going to the journey, I knew it was home. I knew it was where I wanted to start rebuilding my relationship. Learning that I didn't need to be anything for God, that he loves me just the way I am right now, really changed my perspective on everything. My role in our relationship is to want to have that connection with him and to share his love with other people. I want to be baptized because I see this as a fresh start in my relationship with God. All of the past experiences are washed away. I see it as a public commitment to have this relationship at the forefront of my life from here on out and to share his love with others.
Are you trusting Jesus alone for your salvation?
Yes.
Is it your desire to follow him?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you to cross your arms. His hand is there. Baptize you in